for your priority areas, you have mentioned a few things that you'd focus on during your tenure as President General. I'd like you to please highlight some of them. I know some of which might be of interest, might be you saying that you would secure the release of Nnamdi Kanu, and also the fact that you would be pushing for an additional state in the southeast area of Nigeria. Please, can you expound a bit more on your areas of priority during your tenure?
Yes. Frankly speaking, there is a lot of problem in the country. You have a problem of youth unemployment, and all these things are creating a social unrest. Most of the problem we have in society today, you have government killing people, kidnapping, is caused mainly by unemployment. So we are going to work together with the state governors in the southeast and Igbo land, those with us, because southeast comprise not only the 5 southeast states but also rivers and delta states. Of course, there are Igbos who are indigenous of other states like Akwa Ibom, like Benue, like even Kogi, like Bayelsa, Cross River, and then Igbos are indigenous, but major Igbos live in 7 states. We are going to look at possibilities of facilitating employment opportunities. I have worked in 1914 when Nigeria was amalgamated. Igbos were actually not very highly developed. Igbos were quite far behind in all aspects of development and civilization. But by 1960, when we had independence, Igbos came to the top. Top in education, top in industry, business, top even in bureaucracy, top in military science and technology. So we were and what caused it is because of education. Igbos embrace education. So we are going to look at it very seriously. We also, Igbo businessmen, we have never had political power seriously. We have been fighting to have political power. We have never. But yet, we are very highly advanced. If you come to Southeast and many parts of Igbo land, you see there is a lot of development. Most of this development is actually caused by our businessmen. So that is why I have decided I'm going to set up a council of education that will try to find what makes us strong in education. Find a council of business leaders to make sure our business will succeed. So these are very important. And then, of course, there are some industries, for example, the Niger Sem at Nkalagu, which was a major industry. I will set up a committee to work and make sure it is it will start production before the end of the year. And in fact, the raw material for cement is mainly limestone. We have a lot of it in Igbo land. We have limestone in Imo. We have limestone in Abia, in Enugu, in Ebonyi. I think even part of Anambra. So we're going to do that. And also, I commissioned a study on power. Power is a problem in Southeast. I commissioned a study on power, and they brought me very wonderful result that we can generate power very cheaply with coal, especially at this time when diesel is very costly. And coal is there in abundance in Enugu State. So I have further investigated, and people told me that in fact the coal in Enugu is one of the best. It's better than most of the coal. There are many other parts of the world that you still use coal for energy. So we are going to explore the possibility of mining the coal and then using it to get power, especially now. National Assembly has done a good job by removing power from the making it in the concurrent list. So that's a very good job National Assembly did. We are going to take advantage, and when we do this, I think our people will be very, very happy. Well, talking about Nnamdi Kanu, it has to do with our security. Now, Nnamdi Kanu has been incarcerated for quite a long time. We actually, our position is that the law should take its turn, but the law, the court have released him. The court have released him, and we in Ohanaeze and Igbo feel that there is no justifiable reason whatsoever to still keep him in prison when he has been released. So that is why we think he should be released. And in fact, it's a problem to us when it's not released, because the young people who actually support him, there's no doubt about it, that Nnamdi Kanu has a lot of support from younger people in this country. I mean, especially in our area, who feel that they are not getting what they should get in Nigeria. But we have been telling them that things were doing well, that when they look at the aggregate, Igbos have done well in terms of business, in terms of economy and so on. So if Nnamdi Kanu is reduced, it's going to reduce the problems we have in the security problem in the southeast. And it is my intention to organize what I call security summit. Peace summit. I want to have a peace summit. A peace summit where we will Ohanaeze will invite all the groups that are agitating for one thing or the other. Then make them to embrace peace, so that they stop killing and murdering people. And we can't organize a peace summit if Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention, because it will not work. And especially when his case has been examined by the court of the land, and the court have said that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. So it is the view of Ohanaeze and Igbo, an appeal we are making to Buhari to give us that gift of releasing Nnamdi Kanu before he leaves before his expiration of his 29th of May. Okay, so that is our desire, and that is our desire. Okay. Yes.
Okay, sir, Abi, good to see you, and congratulations.
I wanted to also...
Okay, go ahead. Please finish up your thoughts. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. No, we wanted to say that it's an appeal we are making to the president. We want to emphasize that the president, in fact, we must acknowledge that the president has done quite a number of things for us. He has the Niger Bridge is completed. The road from Enugu to Port Harcourt is wearing a new look. And recently, the president has done a thing that is very critical, not only to Ohanaeze and Igbo, but to the nation. The approval of dredging of the Uguta Lake to carry level, which is a joint project of Imo State government and the Nigerian Navy, which have been approved by the federal government, is a very important thing to the Igbos. Igbos are it shows that Buhari actually loves us. Time has passed when people say Buhari, we know he loves us. We know he loves us, and he has done a lot in other states, because I've been in touch with the state governors. The state governors have told me most of the things Buhari have done for them. And for all this, I thank Buhari. But I'm appealing to Buhari to do me one favor, to do us one favor, to release Nnamdi Kanu before 29th of May. If he does that, we will now be fully happy. We'll feel very happy. And every Igbo person is anxiously expecting this. When this is done, if we see anybody then killing or doing any evil, then we know it's a criminal. And the person will be treated like a criminal.
A couple of things I'd like to ask you. Number one will be about what was said in Awka. And you have a chance to clear the air, because a lot of people asked, some people said, oh, you said you're about rascals. Some people said, no, you didn't say that. And there are video evidence to what you said. But I'd like you to clear the air, number one. Number two, I want you to also talk about other things that are germane to the growth and progress of the Igbo people, which is about peace based on the violence that happened between Yorubas and Igbos and other ethnic group in Lagos leading up to the elections. All right? That's another thing I want you to talk about. I also want you to talk about this quest for an Igbo presidency, you know, that has long eluded people, that a lot of people thought Peter Obi was going to be, you know, the silver bullet for. So those three issues, if you can just pack them up together. But good to see you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, at Oka, when the governor was celebrating his 25th year anniversary, I was the chairman. And then prior to that, I had a lot of complaints from Igbos in Lagos. Igbos in Lagos, most of them were contemplating moving away from Lagos. They felt they were unsafe. They felt they were threatened. Some of their children, when they go to school, they don't say that if they say they are Igbos, they receive hostility from people. And some of them, at times, even instead of this, they don't want to say they're Igbos. They say it was a very embarrassing situation. I had to put a call to some of prominent Yoruba leaders who are my friends. And after discussing with them, I was convinced that there was no problem whatsoever between Igbos and Yorubas. But rather, people I described as political rascals. People I described as political rascals were the people who were causing all those things. It's not, they're just doing it for personal motives. Nothing to do with the relationship between Igbos and Yorubas, which had been very good. So I now, as a leader, told the Igbos, don't be afraid, stay in Lagos. Yorubas are friends, they are brothers, they have been with us over the years. Right from the time of Chief Awolowo. Chief Awolowo was a person who showed love for Igbos. When he was running for presidency, he chose an Igbo as his running mate in those days. And there are many things he did. Even myself, as a young man, I used to visit him. Even when I started nurturing ambition to presidency, I went there, he blessed me. I regarded him and his father, his wife, Hannah, as my parents. Even their Tokumbo was quite close to us, our family. And even the publisher of one of his sons, publisher of the Tribune, we were very close. Yorubas are very close to us. The late Abiola was one of my best friends and so on. We were very close together. And in fact, I knew Tinubu through Abiola, so Yorubas are close. I told our people they should step back. But I was surprised to see somebody manipulate the story. It was completely manipulated. There was the place I said the Yorubas are not at war with Igbos. Somebody just cut off, he just removed the thing. If you listen to that news, they've said there is a gap. After Yorubas are, you will see a space, political rascal. Somebody just fix it. And it's a very serious thing in Nigeria, very dangerous, that people can manipulate stories, fix stories. Media, I think Arise was there at Oka, Channel was there, many other media, they were there. And they recorded what I said, it was transmitted live. I never said, I didn't at all say Yorubas are political rascals. I never said that. I only said that those who are beating Igbos are political rascals. I never used the word Yorubas. But somebody wanted to create crisis between Yorubas and Igbos by cutting off and forging the thing, fabricating it to put Igbos. And I'm very grateful to Senator Shehu Sani. He was the first person who, on his media, released the information that the thing was fabricated. And he drew attention of people to listen to the thing after Yorubas are, that he will hear some noise below, so somebody just fix it. And I'm using, however, about what happened in Lagos. I think really it was the height of, it was a very embarrassing situation. A very embarrassing situation when at this time, in the year 2023, after so many years of independence, that a Nigerian citizen will be told that in a part of the country where he lives, where he has domiciled, where he has invested, that is no more his own, he should go. You know, this is why I say they are rascals. You see, we are not going to take it serious because we know it's not the Yoruba view. Yoruba leaders have come out openly to criticize that action. And I would like the government to criticize it. And I also know Igbos in Lagos have told us that the governor of Lagos State has been good to Igbos. The governor of Lagos State has been good to Igbos, so he's not against Igbos in any way. In fact, I think he even appointed some Igbos in his cabinet and so on. So I don't think we have any problem. It's just political rascals, and politicians should be very careful about those who work for them. Some of them can destroy the country, and that is the problem of leadership. At times, a leader is accused of one problem or the other. At times, he is accused of fraud. The fraud is committed by their followers. So leaders in this country, what I advise them is, watch out those you recruit, either as helps, aides, or thugs, or whatever it is. If you get a murderer, a criminal, and make him a thug and he's working for you, then you have to take responsibility for whatever action, whatever crime he commits, because the person is already a criminal. So I think what happened in Lagos should teach us a lesson that is clear to everybody that they fabricated that story against me. It's clear that that video, those who listen to it again will see that it was fake. So people now should be very, very careful. So the lesson is, Nigeria crime has advanced. We should avoid it. And then with the Ohanaeze and Igbo, have a lot of respect for Lagos State, because over the years, since even before the amalgamation of Nigeria, Igbos lived in Lagos. Igbos have invested in Lagos. And Igbos, wherever they go, they don't cheat the natives. Igbos, when they want property, they buy. They settle down. Igbos in America, they buy properties in America, they live in America. Igbos in London, they do the same. There is no part of the world Igbos have been thrown away because they are not indigenous. Because people respect their right to property. When Igbos live anywhere, they also contribute to the development of the place. And that is the culture of Igbos. That's why we are spread everywhere. So we believe that that will be the last time.
Yes, sir.
Ohanaeze and Igbo that will be the last time.
Yes, sir.
Anybody will come and tell an Igbo man that he should pack away from his house. Or they pack away from the place he built a house and where he lives.